What's up everybody, it's RobinGaming here. So I did a video about a month back where I talked about my top 5 worst experiences that I have had with the PS4 so far, in which, I was basically just talking about some bad things that I encountered with the system myself, but I've always been very positive about it, and I think, ever since the start, I'm always one of those people who will say that, getting a PS4 at launch is totally a justified thing to do, and I think it's very much worth it to already own one right now. Of course, there's many people saying that you should wait until 2015 or whatever, when the real great, next gen games come out, that kind of stuff. No, I will always be that guy who says that you should have gotten one, as soon as you can, provided that you have the money. Just get one right now if you can. And basically, what I did for today's video is I pretty much made a list with my top 5 reasons why I think you should have a PS4 right now, or if you don't have one, you should get it as soon as possible, pretty much. So, let's just immediately get into it, right? At number 5, I have PlayStation Plus. With PlayStation Plus, of course, we're getting free games each month. I think Sony right now has actually made it 2 games for each month for every platform, so you'll get 2 PS4, 2 PS Vita and 2 PS3 games. And I think, although the lineup, the PlayStation Plus lineup hasn't exactly been amazing yet, it's what many people have been complaining about, because we haven't really gotten, any real big AAA titles yet with it. I think we have, however, gotten some games that were great, and I think very, really surprised me. For example, Resogun was amazing. Outlast was a great horror game. Just recently we got Pixel Junk Shooter Ultimate, which was great fun, and also Velocity 2X I think is really a great game that, I would pretty much recommend to everyone. And to already get these games free with PS Plus is great, and I think, because everybody now has to be a PlayStation Plus member if you want to play multiplayer on your PS4, the great thing about that is that even if you don't have the money to buy a lot of games, you will already have about 10 plus games on your PS4 right now if you own it since launch. I think that's really a great thing. Now at number 4, I put the capability to do live streams and to upload videos with your PlayStation 4. I've gotten the question from so many people like, I want to start making YouTube videos, I want to start live streaming on Twitch. Robin, do you know any cheap good equipment that I can use to really start this? And I think the PlayStation 4, if that's something you already own, then there's your answer pretty much, because the share button I think is really a great feature. It worked surprisingly well, and the fact you can go live on Twitch within a couple of seconds, add your or just connect your headphones to the PS4 and talk through your mic that way. Yeah, it's set up within a couple of seconds and the quality is very, very good. It really, really surprised me, and the same counts for uploading videos. Of course, I did my top 5 PS4 plays, still doing that right now, and people can submit clips that way, and I think the quality is almost identical to what I have with my capture device. It's really, really good. So at number 4, the live streams and the uploads. At number 3, I put the NextGen Exclusives, and sure, it is safe to say that what we have gotten so far with these exclusives, nothing has been too amazing yet. Next year with The Order, with Bloodborne, with Uncharted 4, that's looking to really change, but what we've gotten so far, Infamous Second Son was a great game, and the same counts for Resogun, Killzone and Next. So yeah, what is there really to say about it? I've done my reviews already. I think those games are all kind of like in the 7 to 8 category in terms of grading. Resogun maybe being the exception, because that one really surprised me and was great fun for, kind of like a lower budget game. So yeah, I think, these games are great, are definitely reasons to already own a PS4, but then again, they're not exactly amazing, but still, a good number 3, I would say. So at number 2, I have the better overall experience. By that, I mean the DualShock 4, and I mean the user interface of the system. Yeah, the DualShock 4 is not only significantly better than the DualShock 3 with the PlayStation 3, of course, because it's just a much kind of like bigger design. It feels better in your hands. Triggers are definitely very, very much improved. Same counts for the analog sticks and stuff. It's a shame that you have those tearing issues that I had with my controllers. I think they fixed it so far, at least from what I've heard, so that's good. But all in all, the controller is definitely improved, and the user interface in particular is just way faster. faster. And I've gone back to my PlayStation 3 a couple of times now to play certain games, and man, it's just hard to do that at some points, because, you know, I tried playing, for example, Uncharted multiplayer or whatever, and I just wanted to send a message, and the way it's so slow trying to send a message to someone while you're in a game, or trying to access the PlayStation Store, which, you know, you'll have to quit the game to do that. On the PS4 it's so much better, and once you just, you know, once you have that, it's really hard to go back, in my eyes at least. So yeah, number 2, the better overall experience with the DualShock 4 and the menu, the user interface of the system itself. So then of course the big question is, what is my number 1 pick? And you know, I've had to think very well about this. What is really the reason to already own a PS4 right now in my eyes? And I pretty much came to the answer that is what I call the real next-gen experiences that we've had so far. And granted, we haven't had too many yet. You know, some really small examples, for example, are the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition and The Last of Us Remastered. Those are the same games that you can already play on the PlayStation 3, and I definitely don't really see those as reasons. Still, if you haven't played those games yet on the previous generation, then right now playing those in 60 frames per second clearly makes a difference. But I think with upcoming games like Dragon Age, and even with Call of Duty actually, you see that there's going to be a big difference you know, between the previous generation and the new generation. AC Unity will be a third-party you know, exclusive pretty much to next-gen consoles, so I think that is really great. It shows the real power and potential of this new hardware. But actually the number 1 reason, really, you know, the best example so far, because these games have yet to come out, I think is still Battlefield 4. Even though it's a launch game and it definitely had its issues, you know, at first with servers kicking you out and the game freezing at some points, or making your PS4 crash or whatever. Right now everything there is fixed, and I think what remains is a game that, to me at least, really shows the power of next gen, and I still use it to showcase to you know, people that I know what the differences really are, because the 64 player battles is just an amazing you know, kind of like experience that if you see it from top in a helicopter or whatever, it's just epic, and it feels so much yeah, I don't know, so much different, so much better in general. It runs in 60 frames per second, which is great, because yeah, on the previous generation it was very hard to achieve a frame rate like that, and now to see pretty much 50% if not more of all the games already being able to have that in their games is great. And then if that wasn't all enough, the game also just looks stunning, you know, it looks incredible, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, Battlefield 4, I use it as a showcase of what PS4 is capable of. I think it is, you know, especially if you hold it next to the PS3 version of the game with 24 players and with these terrible graphics, if you actually compare it and stuff. Yeah, I think it really shows you what the differences really are, and I'd say you know, it is a great game to kind of like show to people and say, this is really what next gen is all about. So with that being said, these were my top 5 reasons why I think you should have a PS4 right now, and if not, get one as soon as possible. But it's safe to say that, you know, with the releases of next year and even the fall of this year, you know, it only gives you more and more reasons to actually get a PS4 or you know, a different next generation console, because they all pretty much do the same thing, right? But yeah, I mean, with that being said, I would like to thank you a lot for watching. Of course, let me know your reasons, and let me know, do you already own a next gen console or not? And then yeah, I'd like to thank you a lot for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. She's got the eyes.